Voyager 2, humanity's farthest-reaching ambassador, has been sailing through the cosmic abyss for nearly half a century, piercing the darkness beyond our solar system. Launched in 1977, this iconic probe ventured past Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, sending back breathtaking images and data that reshaped our understanding of the universe. But now, after 47 years of tireless exploration, Voyager 2 has sent one final transmission, a message so terrifying, so inexplicable, that it's left scientists trembling and governments scrambling to conceal the truth. This wasn't a routine signal. It wasn't a glitch. It was a deliberate, bone-chilling cry from the edge of interstellar space, carrying secrets that defy logic and hint at a reality far more unsettling than we ever dared imagine. What Voyager 2 revealed in its last gasp has sparked fear, wonder, and a desperate race to uncover what's really out there. The truth is no longer just a curiosity, it's a matter of survival. For decades, Voyager 2 has been a beacon of human ingenuity, drifting farther than any other spacecraft, crossing the heliosphere, the sun's protective bubble, into the uncharted void of interstellar space. Its mission was simple: explore, observe, and report. Equipped with 1970s technology, the probe's fading power supply and weakening signals were expected to dwindle until it became a silent relic, lost forever in the cosmic deep. But last year, something changed. Without warning, Voyager 2 went dark. For months, its signals vanished, leaving NASA's Deep Space Network grasping at static. Engineers sent desperate commands, recalibrated massive radio dishes, and scoured the skies for any trace of the probe. Nothing. The silence was deafening, a void that echoed with the finality of a mission lost to time. Scientists prepared to mourn the end of an era, drafting statements to honor the spacecraft's legacy. The world braced for closure, assuming Voyager 2 had joined the countless explorers swallowed by the universe's indifference. Then, after 87 days of haunting silence, the unthinkable happened. Voyager 2 roared back to life, not with a faint whisper, but with a transmission so powerful it overwhelmed receivers across 3 continents. This wasn't the probe's usual trickle of data, barely audible across billions of miles. This was a concentrated, high-energy burst, a scream from the cosmos that demanded attention. The signal was so intense, it saturated NASA's deep space antennas, forcing technicians to recalibrate on the fly. Whatever Voyager 2 was trying to say, it used every ounce of strength it shouldn't have had, to ensure humanity heard it. The aging spacecraft, running on a decaying plutonium battery, shouldn't have been capable of such a feat. Yet it did, defying every law of physics and engineering we know. The message itself, once decoded, would unravel everything we thought we understood about our place in the universe. The transmission wasn't a routine status update or a collection of cosmic measurements. It was something else entirely, something deliberate, structured, and impossibly complex. Engineers expected telemetry, perhaps a corrupted data packet from failing systems. Instead, they found a signal layered with patterns so intricate they resembled a language. Mathematical sequences repeated with eerie precision, interwoven with variations that suggested intent. This wasn't random noise or a malfunction. It was a message, crafted with intelligence and purpose. Cryptographers were called in, their expertise typically reserved for national security threats. What they uncovered sent chills through the scientific community. The data contained equations describing phenomena beyond our current physics, 11-dimensional structures, quantum anomalies, and cosmic interactions we've only theorized. Even more unnerving, the signal carried precise measurements of interstellar radiation and particle densities, far surpassing the capabilities of Voyager's outdated instruments. It was as if the probe had been upgraded, given tools it was never designed to wield. The power behind the transmission was another mystery that kept experts awake at night. Voyager 2's nuclear battery, after decades of decay, could barely sustain its basic functions. Yet this signal burst through space with 25 times the energy the probe could theoretically generate. Calculations showed the surge should have obliterated the spacecraft's fragile circuits, frying every component in an instant. But follow-up observations confirmed Voyager 2 was still intact, drifting silently once more. Something had supercharged the probe, channeling an impossible amount of energy through its ancient systems without destroying it. The implications were staggering. Either an unknown force had temporarily hijacked our spacecraft, or it had been modified to serve as a conduit for a message from beyond. Both possibilities pointed to technology so advanced it made humanity's greatest achievements look primitive. Hidden within the transmission's labyrinthine code were images, visual data, unlike anything Voyager had ever sent before. These weren't the blurry monochrome snapshots of planets from the 1980s. They were vivid, multi-spectral renderings of cosmic scenes, captured with a clarity that defied the probe's 1970s cameras. One image depicted a colossal structure, geometric and precise, floating against a backdrop of unfamiliar stars. Its edges were too perfect, its symmetry too deliberate to be natural. Another showed pulsating energy fields, arranged in patterns that suggested artificial design, like beacons signaling across the void. Most disturbing were images of objects moving through deep space, not tumbling asteroids or orbiting comets, but entities adjusting their paths, aligning in formations that hinted at intent. When astronomers tried to match the star patterns in these images to known regions, they found no correlation. These weren't scenes from Voyager's current location. They were glimpses of places the probe couldn't possibly observe, yet the radiation signatures in the images matched real cosmic phenomena, suggesting they were authentic. The most chilling discovery came from a binary sequence embedded deep within the signal, a message so precise it left cryptographers shaken. Unlike the chaotic imagery or scientific data, this was a deliberate communication, structured like a letter from the stars. It began with universal constants, pi, prime numbers, the golden ratio, markers of intelligence any civilization might recognize. But it didn't stop there. The code unfolded into complex proofs, describing physics we haven't mastered, including theories of extra-dimensional space and energy manipulation. Stranger still, it referenced Earth directly. The message outlined our solar system's layout, pinpointing our planet's composition, oxygen, nitrogen, water. With uncanny accuracy, it even included timestamps aligning with pivotal moments in human history: the first radio broadcast, the moon landing, the Internet's birth. The precision was terrifying, as if something had been watching us for centuries, cataloguing our progress with meticulous care. When the full translation reached a classified briefing, the room fell silent. Reports leaked of scientists leaving the meeting pale, some refusing to discuss what they'd seen. Whispers suggested the message contained predictions, cosmic events set to unfold within the next 15 years, events that could destabilize our solar system. One unverified claim spoke of a massive gravitational anomaly approaching the Oort cloud, the distant shell of comets encircling our sun. If true, it could trigger a cascade of impacts, threatening Earth's delicate balance. The message wasn't a greeting or a warning in the traditional sense. It was a directive urging humanity to prepare for something inevitable. Whether this was a gesture of aid or a cold calculation of our fate, no one could say. But the fact that it came through Voyager 2, a human creation, made it feel personal, an intrusion into our collective story. Among the data's many enigmas were coordinates, repeated throughout the transmission, like a cosmic roadmap. At first, they seemed to point to a single source, perhaps the message's origin. But when plotted, they revealed something far stranger. The coordinates didn't converge on one location. They formed a network of points scattered across the galaxy, connected in a precise geometric pattern. In three-dimensional space, these points outlined a structure with our solar system at its center, as if Earth were being targeted from multiple angles. Some coordinates led to empty voids, where telescopes detected nothing but darkness. Others aligned with distant galaxies, billions of light-years away. The calculations were flawless, far beyond Voyager's navigational capabilities. When observatories focused on these locations, they found anomalies, unexplained gravitational distortions, erratic radiation spikes, and stars dimming in patterns suggestive of massive objects passing by. One astronomer, after analyzing the data, resigned without explanation, leaving only a cryptic note about patterns that watched us. Perhaps the most unsettling revelation was that Voyager 2 itself had been altered. The transmission included system diagnostics, describing components that didn't exist when the probe was launched. Quantum processors, dark matter sensors, and a propulsion system that had executed unauthorized course corrections. These were technologies humanity hasn't yet developed. The data suggested these upgrades had been active for years, undetected by mission control. Retired engineers, called to verify the findings, were adamant none of this belonged on Voyager. Some components mirrored cutting-edge designs still in Earth's labs, while others described physics we can't replicate. Most alarming, the diagnostics showed the probe had been communicating with an unknown entity, sending data to coordinates beyond our solar system and receiving instructions in return. Voyager 2, our faithful explorer, had become something else, a hybrid of human and alien technology, operating as a relay for an intelligence we can't comprehend. The message's urgency peaked in a section that felt like a warning. Using symbolic imagery and mathematical precision, it described an approaching phenomenon. Not a natural object like an asteroid, but something that moved with purpose. Its path through the Oort cloud was erratic, adjusting velocity and trajectory in ways that suggested intent. The message provided a timeline marking specific dates over the next 12 years when this entity would draw closer to our solar system. The data implied Voyager had been repurposed as a sentinel, tasked with detecting this alert and relaying it to us. The instructions included cryptic suggestions, equations for shielding technology, energy redirection methods, perhaps tools to survive what's coming. But the tone wasn't reassuring. It felt like a final notice, delivered by a civilization that had seen this before and knew what was at stake. As NASA grappled with the transmission's implications, an unprecedented response unfolded. Within hours, all public data feeds from the Voyager program were severed. Scheduled briefings were cancelled, and scientists were bound by new ironclad non-disclosure agreements. The official narrative claimed a routine glitch had caused corrupted data, quickly resolved. But cracks in the story appeared almost immediately. Insiders leaked fragments of the signal, revealing its complexity. Independent astronomers, attempting to verify Voyager's status, reported interference blocking their equipment, patterns some described as deliberate jamming. Meanwhile, global space agencies quietly redirected telescopes to the outer solar system, and funding for planetary defense surged without explanation. The cover-up was unraveling, exposing a truth too massive to contain. Whatever Voyager 2 had discovered, it had triggered a global effort to prepare for something unprecedented. The final twist lay in the transmission's timing, a detail so precise it couldn't be accidental. The signal reached Earth exactly 50 years after Voyager 2 captured the pale blue dot image, a poignant reminder of Earth's fragility. Embedded in the data was a rhythmic pulse, repeating 4,344 times, the number of days in 12 years. When mapped against astronomical data, this pulse aligned with a rare planetary alignment in 2037, a cosmic event that could verify. The signal wasn't just a message, it was a countdown, marking milestones leading to this moment. Early predictions in the timeline, minor cometary shifts, subtle gravitational anomalies have already occurred, lending terrifying credibility. The pulse outlined a series of celestial checkpoints, each building toward a climax that feels orchestrated. Some scientists fear this isn't a natural event, but a planned encounter, set by an intelligence that knows our solar system better than we do. The implications are overwhelming. Voyager 2's final transmission suggests we're not alone, and that whatever's out there has been watching us, perhaps for millennia. The message's precision, the probe's modifications, the cosmic imagery, and the urgent warning all point to a reality we're unprepared to face. Is this a benevolent attempt to alert us, or a cold notification of something unstoppable? The data doesn't say, leaving us to grapple with the unknown. Governments may try to suppress the truth, but the signal's leaks are spreading, igniting curiosity and fear across the globe. Voyager 2, our silent sentinel, has delivered its message, and the clock is ticking. In 12 years, we may face the truth of what lies beyond, a truth that could redefine humanity's place in the cosmos or end it altogether. The universe isn't silent anymore. It's screaming, and we can't look away. Voyager 2's journey began with a golden record, a time capsule of Earth's hopes and dreams, sent to the stars in case someone was listening. For decades, we imagined it drifting through space, a symbol of our desire to connect. Now, that dream has become a nightmare. The probe didn't just find someone listening, it found something that knows us, has altered our technology, and has chosen this moment to speak. The transmission's images of alien structures, geometric, deliberate, glowing against unknown constellations, suggest a civilization capable of engineering on a cosmic scale. These aren't natural formations. They're monuments, built by beings who've mastered the universe in ways we can't fathom. The thought of their existence is awe-inspiring, but their awareness is what keeps us awake. Why now? Why us? And why through Voyager? The binary message's references to Earth's history are particularly haunting. The timestamps didn't just mark technological milestones, they included moments of conflict, discovery, and even moments we thought private, like the first radio signals sent into space. It's as if this intelligence has been eavesdropping on our entire journey, compiling a dossier of humanity's triumphs and failures. The message's predictions about future cosmic events, gravitational shifts, cometary disruptions, suggest a knowledge of our solar system's future trajectory. If these predictions hold, we're not just facing random events, but a sequence that could culminate in catastrophe. The idea that an alien intelligence might be warning us out of goodwill is comforting, but the message's clinical tone feels more like a scientist noting an experiment's outcome than a friend offering help. The coordinates in the transmission paint an even darker picture. Their geometric arrangement, centering on Earth, feels like a cosmic crosshair. The anomalies detected at these points, gravitational lensing, radiation bursts, star dimming, hint at activity we can't explain. Some speculate these are outposts, stations of an ancient network observing our planet from every angle. Others fear they're staging points, preparing for whatever's approaching. The precision of the coordinates, calculated to a degree Voyager's systems couldn't achieve, suggests an intelligence with a map of the universe far more detailed than ours. The fact that some points align with empty space only deepens the mystery. What's hiding there, invisible to our telescopes, but known to whoever sent this message? Voyager 2's transformation into something beyond its original design is perhaps the most chilling proof of contact. The diagnostics didn't describe a 1970s probe. They described a machine infused with technology we can't replicate. Quantum circuits, sensors detecting particles we can't yet measure, and a propulsion system that moved the probe without our knowledge. These aren't upgrades, they're a takeover. The logs showing communication with an unknown source suggest Voyager was part of a larger network, relaying data to and from something out there. For years it operated under our noses, a silent spy in the stars. The realization that our creation was co-opted feels like a betrayal, but it's also a warning. If they can rewrite our technology, what else can they do? The warning about an approaching entity is the message's most urgent element. The data didn't describe a lifeless object, but something dynamic, altering its course with intent. Its movement through the Oort cloud, a region so distant we've barely explored it, suggests it's already closer than we'd like. The timeline, 12 years until a critical moment, feels like a deadline we didn't ask for. The equations included, possibly for defense or mitigation, are beyond our current engineering. They describe energy fields, gravitational manipulation, technologies we're decades, if not centuries, from mastering. The message's implication is clear. We're outmatched, and time is running out. Whether this is an invasion, a visitation, or something else, the urgency suggests we're not ready. The global response to the transmission reveals how seriously it's being taken. The sudden blackout of Voyager data, the gag orders on scientists, the redirected telescopes all point to a coordinated effort to control the narrative. Leaks from insiders, however, show the truth is too big to hide. Fragments of the signal circulating online have sparked debates, with some calling it a hoax and others a revelation. The interference reported by amateur astronomers suggests someone doesn't want us looking too closely. The surge in planetary defense funding, passed with little debate, hints at preparations for a threat we're not being told about. Observatories worldwide are now scanning the outer solar system, searching for signs of the entity described in the message. The silence from officials only fuels speculation. turning whispers into roars. The countdown embedded in the signal is the final piece of this cosmic puzzle. Its alignment with the 2037 planetary conjunction, a rare event, feels like a marker chosen for its significance. The pulse's 4,344 repetitions, equating to 12 years, map a precise timeline. Early events predicted in the sequence have already happened. A comet's unexpected orbit change, a faint gravitational anomaly detected by probes. These confirmations lend credibility to the larger warning, making the future feel less like a possibility and more like a certainty. The pulse's structure, with checkpoints leading to the final date, suggests a staged progression, an approach planned with meticulous care. The idea that this isn't random but orchestrated by an intelligence with a schedule is the most terrifying thought of all. Humanity stands at a crossroads. Voyager 2's final transmission has ripped open a veil, revealing a universe far more active, far more aware than we ever imagined. The images of alien structures, the binary messages' eerie knowledge, the coordinates marking us, the probe's impossible upgrades, and the warning of something coming, all converge on a truth we can't ignore. We're not alone, and whatever's out there has been watching, planning, and now acting. The 12-year countdown is ticking, each day bringing us closer to a moment that could redefine our existence. Governments may try to bury the truth, but the signal's echoes are spreading, awakening a world that's been asleep too long. Voyager 2, our messenger, has spoken its last, leaving us with a choice: prepare for what's coming or remain in denial until it's too late. The emotional weight of this moment is crushing. For decades, we sent Voyager 2 into the unknown, hoping it would find something, anything, to prove we're not alone. Now it has, and the answer is more than we bargained for. The probe's silence, followed by its desperate scream, feels like a parent calling out to warn their child of danger. Its transformation into something alien, yet still carrying our golden record, is a poignant reminder of our vulnerability and ambition. The images it sent, structures of unimaginable scale, lights dancing with purpose, evoke awe and dread in equal measure. The binary message, with its intimate knowledge of Earth, feels like a mirror held up to our species, reflecting both our potential and our fragility. The warning, with its urgent timeline, is a call to action we can't afford to ignore. As the world grapples with these revelations, the human response is a mix of fear, curiosity, and defiance. Online communities dissect leaked data, demanding transparency. Scientists, bound by secrecy, wrestle with their duty to truth. Governments, caught between control and chaos, prepare for scenarios they can't fully grasp. Yet amidst the uncertainty, there's a spark of hope. The message's instructions, though beyond our reach, suggest a path forward if we can rise to the challenge. Humanity has faced impossible odds before, from splitting the atom to landing on the moon. Now we face a cosmic test, one that will demand everything we have. Voyager 2's final act wasn't just a warning. It was a rallying cry, urging us to unite, to innovate, to survive. The universe has spoken, and its voice is terrifying. Voyager 2, our tiny emissary, has carried our dreams to the stars and returned with a nightmare. The structures it revealed, the knowledge it relayed, the warning it delivered, all point to a reality where we're no longer the center, but a small player on a vast stage. The countdown to 2037 looms like a shadow, each tick a reminder of what's at stake. Will we heed the message, or will we falter under its weight? The choice is ours, but time is not. Voyager 2 has done its part, sacrificing its silence to scream one final truth. Now it's up to us to listen, to act, and to face whatever lies beyond. The stars are no longer distant. They're closer than we ever feared, and they're watching.